As spooky season draws in, my colleague Lisa has invited me to create a video about You're Next as part of the Tales from the Essay Library horror collab. So here we go, and spoilers throughout for the film. The Davisons are spending the weekend together for the first time in years. Youngest Crispin drags new girlfriend Erin along to this awkward family reunion, and she proves surprisingly resourceful when a gang of masked killers attacks them. On the surface, You're Next seems like a typical home invasion horror, right down to the creepy masks the baddies wear. But dig deeper and you'll see it's surprisingly subversive, and the key to understanding why is those masks. So why do horror baddies wear masks anyway? One, because it's scary, even when it doesn't make much sense. Don't think about when this killer had time to craft this perfect porcelain mask, or how easy it would make it to track them down if they ordered a custom one from an artisan porcelain mask maker. It's spooky, you don't need to worry about it. In fact, masks might be the first kind of spooky we ever experience, the uncanny. Freud suggests that our first fear is the idea that something inanimate might be animate. So by wearing a mask, the killer takes on a new form that is inherently scary.
He never hurt anyone in his life.
Miss Winston, everybody has a secret face.
Second, masks help hide identities. That's pretty helpful if you're hoping to kill a bunch of people and actually get away with it. But pretty often, masks help create new identities as well. The archetype for masked killers on screen, Michael Myers from the Halloween films, combines all these things. Docile and silent, in fact assumed catatonic without his mask, he becomes a being of primal evil once he has it on. The mask itself is a matte white face. It's actually a Captain Kirk mask turned inside out, which is the epitome of blank features. Behind the mask, Michael ceases to be a human being and becomes the Shape, as director John Carpenter called him, an unstoppable evil figure created from our nightmares. Both creating a killer identity and hiding the human behind the attacks, Michael's mask serves a dual purpose. Plus, it's obviously really scary. Just like Michael, the killers of You're Next are first presented as unstoppable, shadowy figures. They stalk the Davisons, waiting for the right moment to strike. Their attack is impeccably planned, predicting how the family will act, and they always seem to be one step ahead. Even their boiler suits seem a deliberate callback to Michael's. Their plan, however, doesn't account for Erin. As the attack begins, she immediately starts to respond sensibly and carefully, planning ahead and fighting back. That surprised scream from one of the killers is our first hint of a person behind the mask. Unlike Michael's unstoppable force, these guys are very human and slow down as injuries pile up and the plan falls apart. They're also revealed to be brothers and paid to attack the Davisons by their son Felix and his girlfriend Z. This plot shift is notably accompanied with the removal of masks, a significant symbol for the revelation of true identities. This unmasking is an invitation to consider other, more subversive unmaskings within the film. Of course, there's Felix, Z, and eventually Crispin's involvement in the murder of their family. But perhaps more significantly, and definitely subversively, Erin is also unmasked. Far from the peppy student she's initially portrayed as, she reveals a secret history that shocks boyfriend Crispin. She was raised by her survivalist father and has been training for just such an event as this her whole life.
I've never seen you act like this before.
Well, it's a unique situation.
It's Erin's true face, hiding behind a mask that we as an audience identify her with, that ultimately swerves the traditional plot of You're Next into new territory. And while we're talking about animal symbolism and the secret histories of women, I suggested the film Cat People to my colleague Kiki Crazed, who provides the next tale in this horror collab. Be sure to check out her video.